I'm dreaming of the road again, set free in the wind.
Wow.
Wow, look at it. Our newest chicken is finally having his garage. Cool fact, I got 18 eggs today. 2 of them were cracked, so I had to throw them away. I'm also getting green duck eggs now. That's pretty cool. Today was my second day of getting a green duck egg. I haven't cracked one open yet, so I don't know if the yolk is a different color or not, so I'll have to let y'all know if so. I'm currently waiting on someone to bring a new member to our flock. I'm getting a new Rhode Island Red. Someone lives in the city, and they got a notice that they would be fined if they continue having a chicken, and it's literally 1 chicken. I lost a duck. I got rid of 3 ducks, 3 Rowan ducks, then we lost 1. So technically it's just filling that spot. I'm not trying to replace. That's just the only downside of pasture raised. But it is what it is. You can't really control it unless you keep them in there. And I just feel like I have too many to actually keep them in the run. At least the current one we have. And officially got rid of the farm truck. And then the boys just finished up on doing something with the front loader. I know they were doing something with the hydraulic, something of the sort. But I don't know if they had to do more. But they actually have it down at this end of the road. I'm going to check on our new chicken. So it is a Rhode Island Red. Her name is Cupcake. She's not laying yet. I think they got her around May. I got mine around March. Hello, ladies. Thank you so much. Everyone meet our newest chicken. Her name is Cupcake. We adopted her from a little girl, and that was what she had named her. So we're gonna keep her name. Excuse me, ma'am. But obviously with the amount that we have in our flock, they're obviously picking on her. So I'm just gonna help her eat a little bit and water in her system before I have to head out. She is a Rhode Island Red, and she was hatched probably around May, so she's about 4.5 months, so she's not laying yet. But I'm so excited to have a little new member. We only have 1 Rhode Island Red. She's one of the favorites, so I'm so excited to add another one to the flock. Okay, so she's out. She's eating a little bit. That's good. That's good that she's eating. We'll see if she's here in the morning, and hopefully they don't run her out of the flock. Also, one exciting thing is Austin is finally having his garage insulated. Our last house, he did not get to do that. This house, he's finally getting a chance to do so. So I think it's going to be October 2nd or 3rd that the guy's going to be coming, starting the process. So that's really exciting for him. I love that. I just love seeing all the things that he's dreamed of, starting to flourish as well. So slowly but surely, we're making our dream life. Also, Smokey has been going way yonder. I don't know where exactly he goes, but he does. This is just a few feet away from our coop, and once upon a time he was where he was at, and then coyote came out and he actually whacked the coyote, and then he ran off behind this road. There's a road that goes back here. So I think that's insane. Here's a chicken coop. I was closing it. It was 10 p.m. and then he came about. So yeah, I thought that was crazy. Never seen a coyote that close in my life, but I did that night. And they're here to finally do Austin's rod. Before I hit the hay, I'm going to feed my sourdough. This is day 7. It's bubbly. It reminds me of either beer or vodka. the smell of it right now. The first couple days it was raunchy, but it's like not so bad now. It just reminds me of the smell of alcohol. It is bubbly, but I'm on the every 12-hour feed. I probably have messed it up a little bit just where I've been working 2 midnight shifts and not being here exactly the 12-hour mark, but it's fine. It's still showing something, so I think I'm gonna feed it now before I go and do some snoozing. Also, I packed 2 orders. One of the orders wants to try some duck eggs, so I put 2 in there. I am currently selling the chicken eggs and duck eggs $3 each. The only thing is the duck eggs are doing half a dozen. A lot of people aren't really fond of them, but they are higher in protein and calories, so that's just kind of like the price range aspect. But I also like offering to some of them, if they don't want to buy any duck eggs, I kind of like offer them like, do you want me to throw in 1 or 2 or something just so you can try? Because not a lot of people have ever tried duck eggs, and they are a different taste. A lot of people actually use them for baking because they make things thicker, they make things fluffier. I think they kind of have more of like an earthly, like a dirt kind of taste. It probably could be different for every other duck or whatnot. I did get a green duck egg. I've actually been getting them probably the past like 4 days now. I want to crack one open though, because sometimes if it's green, that means the yolk could also be tinted or even green itself. So I want to crack one open and see what it actually looks like inside, or if it's just a normal egg. Also, another cool fact, I was cooking a duck egg with some chicken eggs, and the yolk on the duck egg was wider than the chickens. I thought it was like pretty cool. And I got a double yolk that day. So I'm just using like a little raspberry thing because I don't have a half dozen right now. So I put 2 in there, and then a dozen each for said people. So, and the people from work. So that's like really, really nice, really great, really awesome. It's nice having people support you in this lifestyle, especially where they just like listen to me yap. That's even better. I don't yap a whole lot, but almost everyone at work knows that I have chickens, and introducing them to that lifestyle, because not a lot. I even had a resident once upon a time. It was probably months ago. I was like talking about canning to a coworker, and a resident was sitting there, and I was like, yeah, I really want to can, I really want to do this. And the resident was like, well, why don't you just go to the store and get canned food? And I said, well, you know what's going in it. You do the work yourself, and the companies put ingredients in it that aren't beneficial to your health. And a lot of people just aren't educated on that. Been there, no judgment. That was me years ago. So, I mean, hello, I'm drinking a very unhealthy coffee. Well, I haven't started drinking it yet, but it's very unhealthy. I still have unhealthy habits. I'm working on it, but I kind of do it as in moderation. Everything is toxic. The air you breathe, the clothes you wear, food you eat, like a lot of things are very, very toxic. And so if you go down that rabbit hole and stress yourself out, it's not gonna be a fun time. And I try my best. So it's kind of like moderation, small switches, switching small habits, like doing little things eventually will equal up to big things. So I tried this almost like a year ago. If not, it already has been a year, maybe 2 years. I don't know. It's after we moved in here. I tried this sourdough and I like got a little impatient. I didn't finish it, and here we are. But I want to work on our gut health. Gut health is a very important, considering 90% of your serotonin comes from your gut. Did you know that? No, fun fact. I did a lot of research when I went through the postpartum, because oh my goodness, I have been on medication. I still technically am on medication. I just don't take it consecutively like I should. But I have noticed that I've gotten a little bit better controlling my emotions. So I love that. To use whole wheat flour instead of like regular flour, because obviously whole wheat is a little bit healthier. A lot of people don't like the taste because of the way, I guess, it's bland tasting, but this is also healthier for your gut. So I figured I would just do the two, make sourdough. Sourdough is good for your gut. And I am trying to level out my hormones and fix my gut. Not saying my gut is bad, but I want our family to can focus on our gut health, because that's where 90% of your serotonin is. And you know, like I said, this is gonna spike my cortisol. Me working midnights is spiking my cortisol. Everything. Your lack of sleep. Girl, I could write a book on this. I really should, because the amount of stuff I've done research on is crazy. I need to do this. Also, the hubs and brother ended up going on a little road trip to get, I want to say rollers or something of the sort for the front loader. Some type of an equipment piece. And there's lads here that are still doing his garage, which is very exciting. Okay, it's almost 4 p.m. So now that I'm awake, I just made my breakfast, whatever. I don't even know. It won't even be dinner because I'm still going to eat dinner later. But Typically, I have been doing 4 eggs and 2 pieces of toast with some of this. I used to do a couple slices of bacon and possibly more toast, like 4, 1 for each egg, just because I like the yolk runny. But like I said previously, I'm trying to help my hormones out. So I don't do bacon as much because too much of that every day can affect your hormones, and actually doing the jelly can do so as well. Moderation, and I eliminated the bacon for most of the day. Typically the only time I do bacon is if there's gonna be leftover after Austin and the boys get it, then I'll probably a couple slices of bacon, but other than that, I really don't make it a priority to make. And I'm really focusing on the eggs, 1, because I do have a lot, and 2, they're healthy for you. So sometimes I add salt and pepper, and then other times I do salt, pepper, and crushed red peppers, just because I like that little extra spice to it. After this, I need to let the flock out as well as see if they need feed. Then I need to get ready, run to work, drop these egg orders off, and then I will be picking up the boys. I collected 2 eggs this morning before I headed to bed. We're gonna see how many more I get. Let's go look at Austin's garage first. He's so excited, I love it. It's so crazy seeing it like this, but I know he's gonna be so excited. Egg total ended up being 16 eggs altogether. So I also have a few new layers, and I know this because there are newer eggs and they're smaller, and there were a few that weren't laying yet, but now they are. And there's more eggs like in random places in the coop, and that's what happened when the other ones started laying as well, because they didn't really have a spot, or they're probably taken up. But I've noticed now I'm getting like smaller ones again. I think I'm going to use these for water glassing just because all, maybe but 1 or 2 are very clean. I cleaned out their nesting boxes yesterday before I went into work. They should be like pretty good the next few days. If you want to know how to water glass eggs, I actually have a video already on how to do so. I have 2 more jars already washed and ready to go, so I would like to at least try to do 2 more before laying season is done with, or before they start molting, because obviously when they start molting, they're not laying. And a lot of these eggs right here are actually ones that are very yucky, where we had that big rain spell and I didn't clean out the nesting boxes for a good week. It shows. So I probably will actually either wash these or wash them and boil them and crush them all up and give them as a treat, just because I still have a couple dozen in the cabinet that I'm still using. Boys and I are taking a little quick walk as the sun is setting. Tomorrow we have an ear appointment, but after that I think we want to come home and collect some dirt where they were digging with the front loader and put it in the chicken run and possibly the chicken coop. That way it's just like fresher dirt and it stays fresher longer. And so that way they can take their dirt bath in the morning before I actually let them out. Plus it really needs some fresh dirt in the run area, especially where we've had ducks in there. Okay, so it's bedtime and these are the books that we are going to read tonight. Here's a green duck egg. Some marinating for the chicken for tonight. So hopefully this actually turns out good. I normally don't do this, but I'm normally putting stuff in the crock pot, but I'm gonna actually try to like fry this up in the skillet. So hopefully it would actually be like really yummy. I wanted to do other recipes, but I didn't have all the things I needed. So I definitely will be making a grocery order and adding little things on there so I could do this more often. We're taking the new farm truck up to Hayfield, and Austin is following us up there with the front loader, but he's actually taking the bag detachment piece off. So we're gonna see what we can get into. Okay, so they ended up pulling a tree with the front loader, and then we drove up further into the property so the boys can ride their bikes a little bit, and they're getting the chain tools out. So
Bikes a little bit. Oh my gosh, yeah. Girl. I get bikies. See the best thing about them being up here? I ain't gotta worry about the road. Watching who? They'll watch themselves.
bro.